We ready to go, Emily? We're good? All right. Hello. I am ready. Anybody? This was fun. Thanks.
So first question, dude. Looking at your team as a whole, you guys obviously have some areas to improve in free agency. But what would you say is, the biggest bright spot from this past season with your team?
Well, we're all disappointed we didn't get to what we wanted, and we didn't get ourselves in a position to have a chance at the end. We expect to have a chance. We expect to be there at the end, and so it's hard to pick out bright spots when you're not where you want to be. And ultimately, we want to make the playoffs, put ourselves in a position to win it all. And we believe that we're a team that can win it all, and so the expectations are high. So it's hard to pull out a lot of bright spots when they're not met.
When you look at the wide receiver room, what would you say is the most unique aspect of it that pretty much makes it the best in the NFL?
The question's on the wideout room and what makes it the best in the NFL. Clearly, the best personnel department, I guess. I don't know. We have guys that love the game and they gel with our quarterback, and they're unselfish. They compete. They're in it for each other as much as they are for themselves, which is good. They believe in what Zach's doing with them. There's a positive energy in practice. They prepare really well, and they just gel well as a group. They've come up together, and so it's been fun to watch. Our quarterback drives a lot of the camaraderie, and the players are just the ones that we brought in are naturally competitive, and they love being around each other. So the question's on the salary cap and having our quarterback under a great big deal. Yeah, he's under a great big deal. Well, it puts constraints on you. You've got to be really judicious with your money. You've got to determine what's needed and what's just wanted. It's like I've said before. It's a finite pie, and we slice it up a lot of different ways. We want to keep as many good players as we can, but there's always hard decisions to make as you go through roster building. We're just starting the roster building, so I won't be breaking any news with any of our players or players that will be looking possibly to sign, but we're just starting the process. But we have flexibility. Katie does a tremendous job of getting us in position to be competitive every season, and we're right there again. We're competitive, and we have resources to go out and compete.
How is Joe's list coming along, and how critical is that in his progress in the offseason as part of your work?
Yeah, the question's on Joe's wrist and how critical. Well, it's really critical, and as far as I know, it's going really well. He's been around the building a lot, rehabbing. He's Joe, so you know that 100% effort is going to go into it. He's focused on it. All the reports that we've gotten have been very positive, so we expect a full recovery, and we expect him to continue being Joe.
Going off of Joe Burrow's injury, Jake Browning came in and did really well for you guys
Yeah.
for a good amount of the season last year. With him being a free agent coming up, I know he's restricted and you guys have some stuff like him, but is it a goal to keep him as a backup knowing how well he played for you guys in Joe's absence with his injuries?
Yeah, the question's on Jake Browning, and you're right. He did come in and really blossom and give us the opportunity to win, and that's what you want, especially when you're working with your backup quarterback. You want somebody that can come in and give you the opportunity to win, and he did more than that. And we were really impressed with the way that he attacked his role and his leadership when it came down to him being the guy. You could tell he's been in that role before, and he was comfortable in that role. And we were really impressed with a lot of the things that he did. In terms of keeping him, we plan for him to be with us, yes. Tee Higgins. So the question's on Tee and the franchise. Yeah, it's really simple. He's a good player. We want to keep him, and we have resources to do that. So we decided early to do it, and that's where we are. We like Tee. We're a better team with Tee, so With the way that we've managed our cap, we had the ability to put the franchise tag on him, and we did. Yeah, the questions on the offensive line and how we overhauled it and what are the key elements of that. Finding the right guys. The offensive line is always a work in progress. There's 32 teams with an offensive line that's a work in progress. You're always looking for a group that competes well together. You never know how they're going to gel when you put them together. It's how they gel after they're together. And so you want guys that love football. You want guys that are highly motivated, unselfish, prepare like it means a lot to them. They're in the building. They like hanging out with each other. They're tough. They're smart. They're not making repeated error. You can't have an inconsistent offensive lineman is an offensive lineman that'll be short term. You have to be consistent in that area. And it's 5 guys playing as one. And so you're always looking for a new piece to bring in, but you never know exactly how that's going to fit until he's in with the other 4 guys and playing, and does it gel and does it work. Mm-hmm. The question for everyone is, do I have a message about Tee Higgins this year? And the message is we really like Tee, and we're a better team with Tee. In terms of our intentions going forward and answering hypotheticals of what could and couldn't come about, I won't get into that. But we feel like we're a better team with him. The reason we franchised him is because we would like to have him. He's not under contract, and it's hard for me to predict all the different scenarios that could happen. But, we feel strongly about Tee Higgins and his fit with us.
How big of a priority, or is it a priority, to figure out Tee Higgins' future past this season?
It's always a priority, when you think about premier type players and how long you want them. We work within the confines of the CBA like every other team does, and sometimes things come together on a long-term basis, sometimes they don't. So we use the resources we have, but we're always thinking about the future of players and who's coming up and who all we want to have long-term relationships with, and it's a never-ending puzzle. Just when you put a piece in, somebody reaches over and takes a piece out, and so we're trying to fit more pieces in than they're taking out.
What you learned, about Miles Murphy from this time last year, and then you spent a full year with him. What did you learn about him as a person and as a player?
Yeah, the questions on Miles Murphy, and you're right. He has grown a lot since he's been with us. I think he's starting to really feel what the NFL's all about and the speed of the game. And I really was excited about his progression in the second half of the season and a lot of the things that he started to show. It's a transition. When you're playing in the trenches in the NFL, it's a transition. You're a 22, 23, 21, 24-year-old guy playing against 30-year-old guys that have been playing for 8, 9 years. That's a big jump. It's not like being a freshman playing against a junior. It's a big jump, and it's a man's game on the line of scrimmage, and so there's a process that goes along with that. But really, I'm really impressed with the progression that Miles made, and we've got big plans for him going forward.
What ways did you see Brian Callahan develop over his 5 years at Cincinnati? Just kind of what kind of coach are Titans getting from Brian?
Yeah, the question's on Callie. And what type of coach they're getting. They're getting a good coach, and we're losing a good coach. They're getting a guy that is 100% ready for the job. Brian has the exact personality that you want in that position. He's super bright. He's a people person. He relates well to players, to staff, to everyone in the building. He's grown up around football. He's got a tremendous amount of great ideas and thoughts. He's got the right demeanor and personality, and so it's a great hire for them, and it's a big loss for us. You know, we really enjoyed our time with Brian. I knew he was ready. I knew he had. You know, it was just a matter of another team identifying that, and they did, and we're really happy for him.
I don't know how much you use the cognitive testing, but there are some players that haven't taken the cognitive test. So
Hmm.
what did you miss out on in the evaluation process that you don't have time to fill with other areas?
The questions on cognitive test and the fact that they're not doing that anymore. The term cognitive test is a sliding scale. There's ones that have been going on for a long time, and then there's independent people that have been doing things more recently. We don't believe in a lot of that. We put the resources in our own people to determine, you know, how well somebody will transition into our game. There's no magic bullet, and there's no better mousetrap. The mouse still escapes sometime. You know, you can spend a lot of time on cognitive tests, and you can spend a lot of time researching the guy's background on your own, and the results, in my opinion, are pretty similar. And so the fact that they've announced that they're not going to do cognitive tests, you know, from a Cincinnati Bengals perspective, it hasn't really affected us much.
Duke, there's a lot of people, asking questions about Sam Hubbard's future with the Bengals. How would you evaluate, his skill set for the Bengals this upcoming year?
Yeah, the question's on Sam Hubbard and his skill set. And, you know, I've always been a huge believer in Sam. You know, Sam was one of the easiest draft picks we've had. You know, grew up in Cincinnati, was available to us, came right in and produced for us. He's really versatile. He brings other people along. And really what he did at the end of the year, playing through a dramatic injury that he ended up after the season having to have surgery on, was just a testament to his toughness and grit, and the fact that he could be out there helping us try to get to the playoffs. That's what Sam Hubbard is all about. He's still got a lot of life in his career, in my opinion. When he doesn't have that injury, I think he's better. I think he'll tell you that. But he was pretty good with the injury. He's one of the best run stop. He's one of the best run stopping defensive ends in the NFL.
How do you view Joe Mixon's and remaking the running back room? How do you view those?
Yeah, the question's on Joe Mixon and his role going forward. I can tell you his role this past year was good. He had a really good season for him. For us, I was proud of him. Over 1,000 yards and, you know, double-digit touchdowns, and, you know, was a big factor for us. In terms of predicting anybody's role going forward, I'm not going to do that up here on the podium. Those are roster building strategies, and those are things that we're talking through as this whole thing unfolds with every player on our roster. It's not specific to just one. Really proud of Joe and the season he had, and he did a lot of things to help us get into a point where we had a chance. You know, we didn't get over the hump, but he put us in a position to have a chance.
How do you evaluate the maturation process after Andre Dillon, Charlie Jones?
Yeah, the question's on the young receivers we drafted last year, and excited about them. You know, I think they each got a pretty good taste, got some live action opportunities, figured out what the NFL's all about, showed some really high end stuff that we can build on. They're both made of the right stuff. They want to be good. They've seen what it takes to be good with our other receivers. They'll continue to take on bigger roles. But I love, you know, from Andre's standpoint, I love his size. I love his speed. He's an athletic guy. He's smart. Charlie gives great versatility, you know, gave us a real good punt return option, and did some really good things there. And he'll continue to fit into the offense as we go forward. So really excited about both those young guys. So the question's on the tight end revolving door. Is that what you said? Yeah, there has been a revolving door. That's not what we're looking for. It's what's been presented to us in our estimation as the best way forward. We'll continue to evaluate that, but we want guys like every other team wants guys. We want guys that can block. We want guys that can catch. If they can do both, that's a bonus. We want a good mix of different abilities in the group. We want somebody that gels with our quarterback, that does the things that our quarterback wants to do, which is important. There are a lot of different styles of these. It's probably the one position with the most different set of abilities throughout the whole league, throughout each individual. You could offensive tackles are offensive tackles. The longer the better, the bigger the better, the tougher the better. But tight ends are different. There's blocking guys, there's receiving guys, there's guys that do a little bit of both. There's guys that play on special teams. So we're trying to find a good mix of different guys, and we'll continue working through that, and we'll see what we can get done. It's an important position for us. Questions on DJ Reader and how are we handling that with the injury? Shame he got hurt. He's a big piece of our defense. He's a big piece of our leadership core, a big piece of what made us a really good defense in past years. He kind of keeps the whole unit together. So, yeah, are we talking to him? We are talking to him. He's in the building every day, rehabbing, trying to get himself in position to have another successful season. He's been through this injury before on the other side, so we think he's going to get through it and be just fine. But we're talking to him like we are a lot of our UFAs and seeing if there's an opportunity to get him signed back.
Does that do it? Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.